Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am Leo Xavier, and we are here at the Leo Convention. Right? And now we're going to have like a Leoistic year recap. And today I am here with
Leo Nyasha,
Leo Tadiwa Soka,
Aliyah,
Leo Nyasha, aka Leo Mwendaz,
Peggie, Simango,
Leo Malcolm.
I've been learning a lot, things that I didn't even think I would know after being in the program for so long.
Leo, service is not really just the action, but really it's the emotions, right, that you end up seeing from the people that we have helped. So that was really a great moment.
People wish they won't let the money out of their pockets. You have to be patient.
I think the Leo I would give a shout out to is Leo Xavier. He has been a good guy.
Because in Lionism, I believe it's teamwork, and it comes from everybody.
I think firstly I would shout out to my first Leo president. He's now a Leo Lion champion.
Right, so the first question is, what is one unexpected lesson Leoism taught you this year?
That things are not always as they seem. They're not always clearly black and white. You always have to make room for things to go sideways.
If you were to describe this Leoistic year in one word, what would it be?
I'm going to combine two words into one. I can say it's been a learning curve. Like, I've been learning a lot, things that I didn't even think I would know after being in the program for so long.
Right, so the third question is, one skill you've gained this year.
I've learned to reply people on my phone.
Right, so the last question we have for you, any Leo that you think might deserve a shout out, and why?
I'd say Leo Nyari, because she's been really showing up even when no one else is showing up, even when no one else is working. She has been there and she's been very consistent throughout the Leoistic year.
Wonderful, shout out. Right, here I am with
Leo Tadiwa Soka.
All right, now the question I'm about to ask you is, what is the best highlight of the year, your best moment of this year?
Okay, the best moment of this year was after we had this project at our school. We're handing out bicycles for children who stayed, let's say, 5 kilometers or above away from our neighbor school called Kutama Day. So that was the best moment for me because it got me to learn more about how in Leo, service is not really just the action, but really it's the emotions, right, that you end up seeing from the people that we have helped. So that was really a great moment for me.
So now the second question for you is, we talked about the best moment. Now we're going to talk about the most chaotic moments you've experienced this year.
Okay. The most chaotic moment would be trying to get our club at the beginning of the year to pay their subs. It took a lot of work to convince them. Sometimes you have to follow them and have to keep on being persistent. Eventually, we did get the finances, but yeah, it was not really a good experience.
It was a hassle. Okay, yeah, okay. What is your go-to quote, that keeps you going in life?
Okay, my go-to quote is, do not let your circumstances control your life. Rather, you control your circumstances, because at the end of the day, it's your choice and not always an outside factor. So you can do whatever you want.
Hello guys, my name is Leo Karen Vududu and I'm here with
Aliyah.
Alright, so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions that's going to give us a brief recap according to your point of view about the past Leoistic year, the one that we're currently about to end. Service or leadership, which one challenged you the most this year?
It has to be leadership. As the vice president at my school, at my club, I think it's quite difficult because being a leader, it requires a lot, and for me it hasn't been quite easy because I didn't even realize I had the qualities of being the vice president.
That's a nice thing to hear. Speaking of the qualities, allow me to ask you, what one skill do you think you gained from being vice president this year? Just give me one. I know there are so many, but just give me one.
One skill, it will have to be being patient, because people wish they won't let the money out of their pockets. You have to be patient. Yeah, it has to be patience.
All right, Leo, Aliyah, to wrap it up, which Leo do you want to give a shout out to and why?
I want to give a shout out to my sister, Leo Natalie, aka Last for Nats, because she's the one who made me join Leo. Ever since she was in 4 months, she would talk about it. She would motivate me to want to be in Leo. So when I went to high school, I was very excited to enter Leo. And yeah, here I am.
All right, good one. Thank you so much. Now I'm with.
Nyasha, aka Leo Mwendaz.
So, Mwendaz, my first question for you is, what is the best project that you have been part of this Leoistic year?
I think the best project that I attended this year was with my club, Ganyo. We managed to do a fundraising for one of these kids. We managed to buy a school uniform, managed to pay fees for the child, and that was it. I think, and books, yeah.
What's one project that didn't go as planned, but regardless, you learned something valuable from it?
For me, it was the parents' event. We expected more parents to come, but unfortunately, parents didn't show up as I had anticipated. But nevertheless, the project was kind of a success because it was the first edition. Leo's pulled up, but we didn't make much profits as I had thought of.
All right, to wrap it up for Leo Mwendaz, can you please tell us which Leo would you want to give a shout out to and why?
I think the Leo I would give a shout out to is Leo Xavier. He has been a good guy, though. Yeah. He's been the funny guy.
All right, guys, we're back here again. We are graced by the ever so lovely Leo District Chairperson Lion
Peggie Simango.
Yeah. So, Lion Peggie, I had just a few questions for you. Mm-hmm. The first question I have is, so you've served as an LDC for the past 3 years, and I don't think many LDCs have gotten the opportunity to serve for such a wonderful tenure. How does that make you feel to have had the opportunity to work with Leos for such a long time?
This has been an incredible journey for me. The confidence that the leadership saw in me, I suppose, is the reason why I withstood the test of 3 years being with the Leos. But just a point of correction. 3 years is not the longest time an LDC has served. We've got people who have served for more than 3 years. But for myself, it was truly an honor that was bestowed on me, and I loved it.
It was an honor on our end as well. During, of course, that wonderful 3 years, what could you consider to be one highlight, like a specific memory that you have that always rings back into your mind when you reminisce about the past 3 years?
I think the interaction with the Leos, it has always been my highlight because I don't have a closed door policy. I have an open door policy where every Leo had the liberty to interact with me socially, academically, in whatever a scenario that a Leo would want to interact with me.
If you could give a particular shout out to maybe one individual or maybe individuals, I don't know how you're going to phrase this answer, that you feel have really carried you during your term of office. Maybe other people that have inspired you and your leadership style, people that you've worked with. We want to be able to appreciate some people, maybe by saying their names actually and why those particular individuals.
I don't want any names to stand out because in Lionism, I believe it's teamwork and it comes from everybody. All the leadership of all the clubs that have supported me, shout out to you guys and shout out to every Lion who has held my hand and all the Leos that have followed me.
Wonderful. Leos, including me, guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much, LDC, and have a wonderful convention. All right, welcome back, guys. I am now here with the Leo District President, Leo
Malcolm.
All right, so Mr. Malcolm, I have just a few questions for you. Question number one is, what would you consider to be one thing that you didn't expect to learn during your term of office as a Leo District President this past Leoistic year?
I think what I would say has been an unexpected lesson, or just a lesson, has been I don't know how to one way to describe it, but I will use the word assumptions. There's a lot of assumptions that I used to make, or I make as a president, assuming that people know certain things, or assuming that things that are basic to me are basic to everyone.
All right, so the next question I have for you is what would you consider to be maybe one project or activity that you attended that probably left the best memory for you? Maybe you learned something specific there, just a highlight of a specific project or activity you attended as a district president.
Okay, I think I'll just go with my most recent memory. I attended a project by Melbourne Girls at the Night Children's Home. So they have a project that they do twice a year. They go to celebrate birthdays with the kids. So they buy cakes and they celebrate all the birthdays that would have passed in those 6 months. So seeing what it meant to those kids. They also bought them birthday gifts. I think they had smart watches, and I forgot what's the other thing. But seeing what it meant to the kids celebrating birthdays together, I think it was a really nice gesture from them.
All right, next question. Between service and leadership, what would you think challenged you the most as a district president?
Okay, I think for me to always be hard to separate service and leadership, because they sort of go hand in hand, especially in our program. When we are serving, we're actually leading. But I think to answer your question, I would say leading is difficult, because you are dealing with people with different personalities and different backgrounds. So to reconcile all of that and to be on the same page, it takes a lot of understanding and wisdom. So leading will always be difficult, and leading people. But it's a welcome challenge, and it was nice. And I would like to believe that to an extent we managed to do well.
Okay, so the last question I have for you, Mr. LDP, is there a specific person that you would like to give a shout out to? Maybe this person has really played a significant role during your tenure as an LDP, and also just reflecting upon your Leoism journey in general.
Okay, so I think firstly I would shout out to my first Leo president. He's now a Leo Lion Chapos. So him, and then Leo Lion Keith, he's probably my biggest critic. So shout out to him as well.
Shout out to Keith. All right, thank you so much, LDP. It was nice.